I'm going to tell you something. The Hawley family, Senator Josh Hawley, his wife Erin Monroe Hawley, those two people are people that, man, do they get my respect. Senator Hawley is the senior U.S. Senator from Missouri. His wife, Erin Morrow Hawley, is a lawyer with Alliance Defending Freedom. Both of them are fighting for conservative values. They may not always do it in the manner that I like, but Senator Hawley just went at it with a Democrat witness. This witness was against the Lake and Riley Act. He was for criminals getting a chance to stay in this country. They're defending, the Democrat Party defends people who attack others in an intimate nature. The best way that I can say that without getting problems with YouTube. They're for violent criminals. Heck, they probably get funding from Trend Arubia, or however you pronounce it, the name of that group. They probably get funded by MS-13. So, Hawley eviscerating this Democrat witness, you've got to see it. So, after my intro, you're going to get to see it. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for calling this hearing. Mr. Isaacson, if I could just start with you. In March of 2024, you wrote, "The murder of a nursing student in Georgia has a lot of people on the right talking about migrant crime like it's an actual issue." That'd be Lake and Riley you were talking about?
Lake and Riley was an unusual case.
Yeah, here, let's have a look. Here's Lake and Riley.
Yes.
Her murder, her horrific murder at the hands of this illegal migrant who was also unlawfully paroled in the United States. Her death, not an actual issue?
It's a tragedy.
But not an actual issue?
Migrant crime is much less of an issue than U.S. citizen committed crime.
Not an actual issue? Those are your words. Her death, not an actual issue. I just want to get, no, you say.
Of course it's an issue. It's a tragedy.
So what do you mean by your
murder is an
post?
issue.
It's not an actual issue, meaning we shouldn't be paying attention to it. Senate's wasting its time this week on the Lake and Riley Act that would address the circumstances of her murder. What's your advice to us? We just discontinue those proceedings now?
I think the Lake and Riley Act could do a lot of harm. It would allow me to say, oh, this person shoplifted, and that would be enough probable cause to get somebody deported.
Interesting. You're here, who invited you to this committee hearing today, Mr. Isaacson?
The minority party.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're here as a spokesman for the minority party. I just want to make sure the record's clear on this. The spokesman for the minority party is advising the Senate that the Lake and Riley Act is a bad idea and we ought to stop it. The spokesman for the minority party is saying that Lake and Riley's death and migrant crime is not an actual issue. I can't frankly believe that I am hearing these words. You said it's not an actual issue. I read you the quote.
Lake and Riley's death was not an actual issue.
You said that the murder of a nursing student in Georgia has a lot of people on the right talking about migrant crime. You put it in quotation marks, square quotes, like it's an actual issue. She's dead because of migrant crime, right? Let's try something else. Here, do you know who this is? Do you know who this young man is?
I do not.
Travis Wolf, 12 years old, from my state, murdered by an illegal migrant who was also, like Jose Ibarra, illegally paroled by the last administration.
Is your expectation that zero migrants?
Let me tell you what my expectation is that those who commit crimes in this country will be appropriately dealt with.
Absolutely.
And that we should not be allowing migrants who commit crimes into this country. And that, yes, migrant crime that kills people like Travis Wolff, whose death was shocking, whose death is inexplicable, indefensible. I actually do think, yes, I think it's an actual, wait a minute, it's my time, Mr. Isaacson. I actually think, and I want the record to be clear on this, that migrant crime is a real issue. I think the Lake and Riley Act is absolutely necessary. In fact, I propose an amendment to the Lake and Riley Act that will cover people like Travis Wolff. I think that ICE ought to be required to detain those illegal migrants who commit violent crimes against children, like Travis Wolff. And yes, I happen to think, as a former prosecutor, I happen to think that their violent murders are actual issues. And the fact that you would say otherwise, sit here and advise the Senate that the Lake and Riley Act is a bad idea, that the whole thing is not an actual issue, it's all just what, made up, I think is outrageous. I think it's absolutely outrageous. And the fact that you were invited here to give this testimony is stunning to me, I have to say.
Oh,
absolutely stunning to me. Mr. Kuchinani, let me just ask you something else that
we need to get more people like him elected into office. Think about that. He needs to have more people having his back when it comes to dealing with these problems. We need to stop electing these people that support criminals, that support all kinds of nastiness. We need to get rid of these people that are destroying this country. Now, I am sure that you can find things you can disagree on with Hawley. But he works really hard to make sure that his values are up there and that the people of Missouri have their values represented. He was a Missouri Attorney General from 2017 to 2019. He's been the senator from Missouri since 2019. His wife has been working with ADF for quite a while. We need to make sure that we need to get more of these people in positions of power to help defend this country. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.